Alright, just quickly testing the mic to make sure all is well. Okay, so we have the EURJPY chart in front of us. Okay, so I just realized there's an echo. Let's fix that quickly. Okay, yeah, we have the EURJPY chart here. I mentioned in my latest video that I'm looking to see if euro can tap back up into this area, because it's essentially the premium. It's this fair value gap that's been broken, that broke a swing low right there on a 4-hour time frame, but it's also the premium for the day because it's above the midnight price. The yellow line there is the midnight price. So I'm looking to see if price can retrace back into here to look for some possible selling opportunities. Let's mark out our dead zone and kill zone from Deontay. So we got 7 o'clock, from 5 o'clock, that's our dead zone, and our kill zone is from 7 till 10. Now the key here is that we don't consider any trade ideas until the news has cleared liquidity. We can clearly see where liquidity is residing. We have the sell side there from the dead zone, I mean, and we have the buy side liquidity. Well, this is the only swing high I can see, but the highest point is there. So that's the buy side liquidity. So we look to see whichever one gets purged first. Then we look for a trade idea that takes us to the opposite direction. In my case, I'm looking for buy side to be purged first. So let's look to see what we get. Of course, the opening price is there, so I'm not gonna draw all these things. I'm actually going to remove these lines. It's too many lines already on my screen. So yeah, and then euro dollar, I said I was looking to see if we can get lower prices to come back to where we opened for the week, which was down here on Sunday's opening price, the blue line. Then look for possible opportunities to take it back up. But the problem with this idea is that obviously if I'm looking for lower prices on euro dollar, then euro yen is likely to fall off as well, so we wouldn't get this retracement. So it's more of an if then statement. I'm looking to see whichever one forms first, then I'll take that one as opposed to the other. So yeah, right now we're just waiting to see what liquidity is taken first and what direction price gravitates to first. For now, there's not much we can do, not much I can say or add, but to wait and see. All right, so it's about 10 minutes, 5 minutes to go actually, until the ECB, what's it called? ECB press conference. Well, not actually, it's not actually now. Firstly, we've got the main refinancing rate, then we've got the monetary policy statement. It's only at 8:45 a.m. that we get the ECB press conference. For those wondering where I'm getting the information from, it's basically from forexfactory.com. I think we all know that, but I'm looking at these right now. So I'm looking to see what they do with price. The fact that it's separated into two sections, well, euro itself is separated into two times 30 minutes apart from each other, is a bit of a, I can't say a worry, but something to consider. But either way, whichever way they take price, I am prepared. I'm prepared for any direction. So it's just tape reading, nothing serious. Just watching to see what price is likely to do. The CAD crosses and the yen crosses are just, they're all over the place right now. It's 4 minutes left till the first data release. I hope everyone is doing well. Hope you're all doing good, and hope you're looking after those that are close to you. That's 3 minutes left. Been consolidating the whole morning. Those trying to trade euro dollar, this is the opening price for the day. The entirety of London, this is essentially what we've done. And this to me is just a mess. Actually, starting from Asia, it's all just one big mess. So I don't think anyone really missed out on anything unless you're a scalper. But I'm looking for, if I'm gonna trade strictly euro dollar, I'm looking for a discount at the blue line. So we might displace lower and then consolidate until the next news release and drops even more until this point. Then we could get a reversal from there. Who knows? I'm not really sure, but I'm looking for that. Of course, we may just get an expansion to the upside and continuation from there. So just keep that in mind. If we get an expansion on euro dollar, I'm not taking it, I'm not touching it. But if we get an expansion on EJ, then of course the 4-hour fair value gap is where my attention is. For now, we watch. 1 minute, or just under 1 minute left now. Twenty seconds. All right, let's see. Nothing dramatic yet. And EJ as well, nothing dramatic. We have alerts set, so I'm not gonna keep looking at the charts like a maniac or something, so I'll just wait for liquidity to do its thing. EURJPY still making new lows without retracing, which makes sense because euro-dollar is dropping, which is fine with me. As I said, I'm not gonna touch EJ if we just continue taking sell side liquidity. Like we are right now. We're still sweeping the lows, and I also don't want to trade EU just because it's below the midnight price and because it's at a high time frame PDRA. I would have preferred that we get the opening price of the week, so even if we don't get it now, I'm fine waiting for Friday to see if NFP can do that. For now, still no decisions made. Nothing yet. Still sitting on my hands, not doing a thing. EJ just applying the law of gravity. Exactly. We did discuss how that's a possibility, so yeah, basically if you missed it, you missed it. Tough luck. I'm not gonna bother trying to chase that right now because it's just melting. It's just melting. I think the 8:45 news might be the one to finally take us to the current week's opening, which would be nice to get, to be honest. I would really like to see that on EU because it's going to do a few things. Firstly, it's the trade idea that I had for the month, as I've been pointing out on the channel, and secondly, it's the one that makes the most sense because we're coming back to equilibrium while EJ is essentially creating new lows. That's an extreme discount. I'm not supporting buying something like that. something melting off like that. So okay, EU is rejecting a little bit from this bullish order block. This could be the only discount we get, very likely. As I said, it could literally just reverse from giving us discount under the midnight price, but I said that I wanted the opening price. If we don't get this, we'll see if NFP gives it to us. If NFP doesn't give it to us, then I guess we'll replan for next week. This other block is also an immediate rebalance with the high time frame, with the daily chart. An immediate rebalance obviously is when price, well, I can't say obviously, but it's when price comes back to perfectly tap the top, in this case, of the previous candle. In other words, preventing any possibility of a fair value gap being formed. So immediate rebalance, taps it, usually runs immediately, does not even waste time if it's really an immediate rebalance. So, but I'm not going to touch that. It's also, I believe, the 50% of this range. Yep, measuring the range, we've got the 50% there. So yeah, this could be a good intraday buying opportunity. Probably going to take Wednesday's high from here, but I'm not going to touch that, as I've already mentioned multiple times. If you don't get a trade, that's okay too. Capital preservation is always the number one mission in these markets. Let's see. I don't think the rest are doing anything yet. USD/JPY isn't really doing much. NZD/JPY, AUD/JPY, not really doing much. AUD CAD, on the other hand, is just taking off right now. It's finally at the internal range liquidity, but that's not what this video is about. This live stream. AUD/USD also taking off. Let's pull up AUD/USD. Actually, you can see it's just printing new highs. It's not even bothering coming back to the opening price. All these pairs that I'm pointing out might actually eventually return to the opening price of the week in order to see a new high, but only during NFP. The reason I say this is because we literally opened, most of them created the low of week or high of week on Monday. The other ones were on Tuesday, and then continued expanding higher from there. In other words, retail traders will be taking this as easy buys every day. They just keep buying, they keep buying, and nothing wrong with that, because NFP could literally just keep pushing it higher. But I believe that with the one directional state of the markets, it's probably going to need some level of correction. It does not have to come back and take out the lows of the week, but just some measure of correction. That's why I'm expecting the Sunday's opening price to be tagged before we expand anywhere. Same goes with Euro-Dollar, of course, but Euro-Dollar, I wanted to actually see that happen today so that NFP can push it up. But we'll see. We still have a few minutes until the next event, about 20 minutes till the next news release on Euro. But we also have 1 in 7 minutes from the dollar. I think we saw that already, but if not, then let's paste it in now. This one, the unemployment claims at 8:30 from the dollar, so that could also drive Euro-Dollar lower. Who knows? We'll see. EU H4 BC. Yeah, I saw the reaction. Not just the BC, not just this tiny fair value gap, not even just this one. My point was even just looking at the order block, because if you look at this order block right here, this guy, where smart money is likely to accumulate orders. It's literally sitting at the 50% of this range, like measuring from that low to the high of yesterday. It's perfectly sitting here where the 50% is. So this is actually a discount discount array. I can't say discount PD array. This is actually a discount array right now, and it can support higher prices. Not gonna lie, could even make a new high of week, to be honest. Like if I was trading intraday, I would have probably given this a shot. And actually, let's see on the 1 minute if we get a, yeah, we could get a, we haven't got any structure shift, but even if I wanted to trade the model that I would trade for intraday, I would not have taken this, because the model strictly said no trading, no hunting for trades until after all the red folder news, red and orange folder news. So I'm waiting for, I would rather wait for all these to finish, then decide what you can then hunt for entries. It's not too long anyway. It's just 20 minutes for all of them to be done. Then you can start hunting for entries. So we're basically buying euro dollar. Well, I'm looking for buying opportunities. I'm not saying that you should buy. This is not financial advice in any way. So yeah, I'm looking for buying opportunities, but I'm stingy. Or you can call it greedy. Yeah, I think it's more greed than stinginess. So I'm looking for an extreme discount in order to buy euro dollar. I'm not looking to buy I'm not looking to buy in the discount for the day. I want to buy in discount for the week, because I'm looking for a swing trading opportunity. Because intraday, again, I've repeated many times, there's a likelihood we can make a new high of week by going for those equal highs up there. Right now, this is enough discount for that to happen, but I'm not looking for that. I want something better. As I said, you can call it greed. Where is my euro dollar chart? Let's actually, for the sake of it, try something. Let's attempt a test trade for the sake of trying it. Yeah, I want to be really, I guess you can say I want to be really sure, but it's not really about confirmation in this case. PTSD, don't worry about the sound, it's especially yeah, but basically for me, I can't say that I'm looking for confirmations or anything like that. I've already gotten the confirmation on a high time frame. I'm looking for a better entry, a better risk reward, or a better position. Like I want to buy something at a really cheap price. I don't want to pay a premium for this, which is why I'm waiting for the extreme discount. It's not even that extreme, it's just discount for the week. It's not even like I'm looking for the discount for the month, because discount for the month would have been, I guess you can call it that. This is discount for the month down here, but I'm looking for discount for the week. I'm just looking for this blue line. Yeah, looking for the blue line. Let's see, we have two news data releases, as we've already outlined. One of them is right now in 2 minutes, well, under 2 minutes, with the dollar. It's a red folder unemployment claims report, and the other one is with the euro, 15 minutes after that. So let's see what they have in store for us. I'm not liking the way other pairs are looking. I'm not liking NJ, not liking UJ, not liking even USD CAD. Looks funny, but and the indices are so out of sync right now. It's not the best idea to be even trying to trade to trade that. But we'll watch and see. About 30 seconds to go. Let's see if this low will be swept during the USD news. If this low is swept, then this trade idea is invalid. Well, obviously invalid because it will be stopped out. But we're looking at NAS. NAS, stay out. It's the day before NFP, and with the way it's looking, look at this. Retraced all that move from last night during the entirety of London, clearing these highs, coming back to the 50% of this main range, which it shouldn't have if we are really bearish. But it's not also showing bullish signatures because we are not sweeping lows or creating SMT divergences for me to say, okay, we are probably gonna be shooting higher. So yeah, I would say stay out of NAS, but that's just my opinion. I wouldn't touch this today. Look at this. It's probably gonna make a new all-time high. I wouldn't even be surprised if that happens. And if it does that, everyone goes out of sync again. Everyone gets confused again because it was showing us bearish signatures by having this daily inversion fair value gap here created. But I did mention in my in the newer videos that I was looking at this volume imbalance. There's a chance we could make the high there and refuse to make a new high. But seeing that, if that happens, I would like to see ES take the all-time high while Nasdaq rejects from this volume imbalance, because that will be a nice SMT divergence. I prefer to see SMT divergences on a high time frame for me to be comfortable selling this next week. So for now, don't even touch anything. Maybe let it get there. Maybe NFP is going to be the one to push it lower because there's a high chance it could literally chop the whole day. There's a very high chance it could chop the whole day. Yes, it took yesterday's low, but we haven't taken out these candles high or low. We're still inside of this range. So there's a high chance we could consolidate until NFP. So I would say rather wait until 1 hour after NFP release. So that's equity open. Euro dollar still playing around, not doing much. EURUSD pushing up a little bit. NZD doing the same. Of course, I'm not showing it on the charts because that's not what the live stream is about. But it's, to me, important to know what the safe havens are doing. CAD Swiss is trying to reject and push higher. Well, right now at least. Euro dollar is still within that order block. So still not much activity. That's also why I've always said that the unemployment claims don't seem to have much effect, especially when it's NFP week. And right now, you should not even be trading anything to do with the dollar because it's the day before NFP, including euro dollar in this case, or GBP USD. But here we are. So disobeying rules and being rebels. Aussie is just grinding higher. Euro dollar might actually give us give me the discount that I'm looking for, that I've been looking for the whole week, the whole day. But we'll see. Not affected much either way. Gold is still trying to make new highs, so that's fun. Come on. The next and last news, I believe, for this. Oh, it's not even the last one. We still have more from USD, so that's even more exciting. But that's at 10 a.m. I don't know if I'll be live until that time, but we'll see when I decide to stop. So we've got all this going on. I don't like any speech from any Fed member. I don't like any of this, but let's see what this guy gives us. So what if I buy EU asking for a friend? Do it. You like it. I'm telling you, do it. It'll be nice. It'll be like doing a magic trick or something. Just do it. Come on. Let's log out. I did, if it's gonna make you feel any better, I did enter a position. I entered 2 positions at that order block, with the stop loss being at this low right here, Friday's low. Stop loss here. One of them has a take profit at yesterday's high, while the other one has a take profit at the 60 days high. So just to test, I guess you can call it a foot soldier, you know. So geez, I don't know how that happened, but things were happening. Oh, Jerome is here. A weekly discount on the way, adding to that 3 days look back target. Yeah, this same discounted price. That's actually what I've been looking for the whole week. I'll make my friend feel better, not me. Of course, it's always a friend. But yeah, I'm looking to see if we can get this. Problem with this idea is I don't know if this stop loss is enough to hold it. If your invalidation point is relative equal lows, it doesn't look too nice. This would have been the most ideal stop loss, but who's gonna put their stop loss there? Either way, if you don't want to blindly buy the euro dollar at the discount price, you would rather wait for a shift instruction on the 1 minute. So you'd rather wait for this retest, and rather wait for something like this, a swing high that's broken by a fair value gap that you can take on the 5 or 1 minute chart. If you get this, then your risk reward is a lot better. Preferably the 5 minutes chart, but 1 minute is fine too. Sincere thank you for your amazing work, and working along makes us feel less alone. Thank you. At the end of the day, I can say all I want to say, but the actions are taken by yourself, right? So you should also thank yourself for putting in the work, and yeah, being persistent despite these markets being funny sometimes. I don't think I'm anything special. I don't think I actually did I'm doing anything that special, but just giving my insights on what I like to see. So yeah, I'm glad you're learning. I'm glad you see value on what I'm sharing. Let's see. Jeez. For 17 pips. My guy, good luck on that. 17 pips below the order block. That's like here. You're basically there right now. One second. I'm trying to share some stuff. 17 pips is, so assuming that you bought at the order block's body, you've got a stop loss of, oh actually it's 17 pips from the low, right? Yeah, 17 pips below the order block's low. So this is your stop loss, and that's your entry. $1.5 risk reward. So stop loss is yesterday's midnight price. Basically, could work. It could work. He says. Well, okay. And that's USD CAD crossing the sell side liquidity, I believe, which means the dollar is still dropping. Yeah, USD CAD just crossed the sell side that I had in mind, but this was not a convincing enough entry for me to take. Maybe on a lower time frame I could have caught this, but not convincing, so scrapping all that. UJ also took the sell side liquidity that I was paying attention to right there. Guess the next one now would be here, more visible on the daily because it's a swing low. All the yen crosses right now are looking insane. Yeah. You either participated on the top or don't even try catching it. But it's weird because only a select few are moving while the rest are not. For example, GBP JPY is moving, EURUSD obviously dropping, but AUD, we are in this chop, so this is high resistance. And then the same goes for NZD JPY. It's weaker than Aussie, but still high resistance. It's not dropping like the rest are. So yeah, I guess it's only the euro currency, the Eurozone and USD zone currency that are moving weaker than the rest, while the Asian pairs are not really doing much. Did you get a lower time frame confirmation on this 1 hour order block? Allen. Except NJ playing games. Yeah, NJ, AJ are both looking so funny right now. The news is coming out in in a few seconds, so let's hope it takes you to where your heart desires, because it would be a depressing Thursday if it doesn't. And there, 8:45. I don't know if this was a data release or news, an actual meeting. No trade confirmation yet on lower time frame. Stop listening. Stop listening to my background. Yeah, don't worry about that. Don't worry about anything. This is a good enough trade to me for. Why would you put your stop loss here though? Like why here? It feels a bit too odd. I think maybe putting it at the swing low of the range would make sense, or the low of the order block, you know, like just like that, and have a nicer risk reward, 5-1. And but if you remember, when you get a 1 hour PDRA and you want a confirmation on a lower time frame, you go to the 5 minutes chart. So 5 minutes right now, it has not given. I don't know if I would consider this to be a change in the state of delivery as an order block, but I'm not a fan of this. But it's solid. You sure there's no confirmation on the 1 minute? This is for sure a turtle soup to me, but obviously, as you said, nothing confirmed yet. I'd have liked to see a swing high in this fair value gap, so I would look for entries from here, but we're not getting that. Is there any SMT divergence between? Yeah, obviously there's a massive SMT divergence between GU and EU, so that doesn't help. The news is not done for the day, especially for the AM session. We still have 10 a.m. and 11, but for the kill zone, because the kill zone ends at 10, you can now hunt for lower time frame entries, which I guess we'll do then, since we don't have anything else to do until 10. And I'm probably gonna end the stream at 10 if I wait that long. If we get a setup now before 10, then yeah, if we get a setup before 10, then I'm going to end the stream when the setup forms. Yeah, this is a lot of liquidity up here. The London session high, the midnight price. But to be honest, I would still prefer if price just melted in a dramatic way to the opening price. This would have been the best option. This here, I would dogpile on it, just multiple entries, even if it doesn't make the highs that I'm looking for, but highs for the day is good enough to profit from. Okay, this 3 minutes fair value gap is getting a reaction. But there's nothing that makes this fair value gap that much of a high probability. You could try this. You could try this trade. You could try this. Yeah, you could give this a try. I'm tempted to give this a try. It's a 5 minute order block, but I don't like order blocks without fair value gaps. That's the problem. That's also why I prefer swing high being swept. But let's see. Halfway of the order block. Mean threshold is right there. It should not break below if it's a high probability order block. Below the mean threshold. And there we broke below. I am no longer a fan of it. He says damage control, that's why he put his SL there. Okay. It's still a risky place. I don't like it, if you ask me. I would have, if it's really like trying to widen, if it's really about widening your stop loss, then I would say properly widen it. Don't make it like properly widen your stop loss. Put it here. Fred is low. Not here. Not here. It's a weird level. Okay, so seems like we are getting to the lower portion of the order block. So we still wait. And I'm really liking this bearish price. I wonder what EJ looks like. Yeah. No. Everything euro based right now is looking funny. I like that the euro NZD opened up here at midnight, got close. I wish it tapped the opening price of the week. If it did, that would have been a nice opportunity to sell it off. Jeez. But of course, shoulda, coulda, woulda. Euro dollar might actually give us our entry today. That would mean risking about 10 to 20% of the account. That is insane. 20 to 30%. That is not damage control. Just leave it to burn once. Don't fix anything. Just leave it be. That's insane. But who am I to say? I'm curious to know if Jerome is still here. If you are, please let me know. I doubt, but interested to know. Let's see, file, export. Close that up, do that. There are people out there that are aggressively trading gold right now. Like their lives depends on it. When I believe there are other opportunities, better pairs that you could be trading than gold. Let's see. Alright, so we've gotten really close to taking the low. I thought we actually took the low of this other block, so I guess this is not discount enough. If this other block is to hold, I would be shocked if it does so here. So right now, definitely not a high probability other block, so leave it. I'm looking for this. This is my only drawn liquidity. Well, the drawn liquidity that makes sense. The funny thing is we may not even get this opening price today. We might only get it tomorrow, and that's fine too, because price could literally do this and then comes back down again. Then finally NFP comes out, tags the low and takes off. Can literally do this going into tomorrow because this is Friday. Very likely, but we will see. Let's see what gold is up to on a 5 minutes chart. Nah. the 1 hour is enough for me to say no, I'm not dealing with this. But if you really want to, you can. If you really want to, this was an entry, the entry that I would have taken. And look at it melt as I'm checking it. This is crazy. You could target London session low. Where's London? London low is right here, right? Yeah. So we've got that. I missed that entry, so what can we say? A return to the midnight price may be interesting to see. Okay. Wow. This is crazy. As I'm trying to find a position, it decides, nah, I don't really care about your entries. I don't care about your positions. I'm just gonna do what I want to do. But this is an interesting watch, actually. Came to the midnight price so many times, kept bouncing off of it, finally broke it through in the news, and I think now we're coming for at least London low. It might retrace more, but at the very least we might get London session low. I wanted to give it a try, but with the way it started falling, I was no longer interested. It would have been nice to get a fair value gap here, return into it, but this is gold, so who knows? It can just do whatever it wants to do. I'm just looking at this because somebody called my attention to it. I have an alert at London low and another one for when this possible fair value gap could be formed. Come on. Then we go back to watching our euro dollar. Of course, euro dollar is not where we want it to be right now, because I would have heard an alert. Wow, look at it go. How did this happen? How did all this just happen? How did this happen? And we're about to create the 1 minute fair value gap on euro dollar, which is real interesting. Okay, we're about to tap into it now. Do not be afraid. It is just sounds. Let's see if the market makers will give it to us. This guy is celebrating. I'm real interested in this fair value gap right here. As long as they can give it to us within the next 1 hour, I'm happy. Where's the opening price for this thing? For the kill zone. It's what was it again? 5? No, 7. So it's basically all the way up here. That's fine. I'm now watching to see if they will give us that entry on the 1 minute. It would be real nice, because I'll now be targeting 15 pips with the stop loss being 15 pips as well. So stop loss is basically there. Curious to know if this would actually play out. If this thing, if the price wants to go now, if the price is going to really be bullish, then it should be displacing higher now, because we don't have any time left in the kill zone. So if it wants to go, it has to go right now. Let's set our alerts for 15 pips. Gold created the 5 minutes fair value gap, but we are not going to be looking at that right now. I'm focused on this because we got an entry. 5 minutes. Let's see what we have. There's gold. It created a fair value gap, yes, but never came back to it. This one right here at the midnight price. It basically did an immediate rebalance. That's actually cool. This low, pull it out, but it didn't perfectly touch it, but got close. So yeah, but that's gold for you. You can literally just reject and start pushing higher for no reason right now, because everybody wants to sell this. Everybody's indicator is telling them it's oversold, overbought. So not a good idea to be touching it right now. Where's euro dollar? Euro dollar, I'm actually interested in the midnight price, not just the 15 pips, but I'm interested at these highs here. Because that's the equilibrium for the day. We actually also got a 5 minutes entry. That's cool. Got a 5 minutes. The same entry as the 1 minute, coincidentally. 5 minutes swing high that was broken by a fair value gap, a high probability order block. This is the type of order blocks that I prefer because it's one that stays within a fair value gap, and we can see our price just came to it, tapped it, and rejecting from it. So I think this will actually cover the 15 pips that we are hunting right now. I just saw a notification, somebody else seeing the setup. Let's see what we get then. It's a lot less stressful watching this from a 5 minutes chart, so I think I'm just gonna do exactly that. I'm just going to watch this from a 5 minutes chart instead of one. I like this rejection from this order block. This is probably a setup I can give an A+ for. We consolidated the entirety of Asia and London below the midnight price when discount for the day. We got a change in the state of delivery, fair value gap, swing high broken, targeting relative equal highs, or the midnight price. I would consider this an A+ setup. Of course, doesn't mean go risk the farm in it. It doesn't mean that at all. I'm guessing you cooking, you eating nicely there, Alan. I don't know where you got in, but you got in at the order block, the 1 hour order block. Where was that again? Let's draw it out. Did you get in exactly at the body of the order block, or did you get in at this fair value gap area? If you're looking at it from the 1 hour perspective, where did you get in? Like, did you get in there, or did you get in at the fair value gap, or did you get in at the top? That's of course if you're still there, because I could just be talking to myself. So this is our target. Gold is, for those interested in gold, which I'm not, gold is pushing back up into the 5 minutes fair value gap. It's not yet there, but it's pushing to it. DAX is pushing for new all-time high, my guy. Chill out. Relax. It's not that deep. EJ is finally trying to give some sort of retracement, which makes sense. EJ makes sense to be pushing up because, I mean, Euro is pushing up also here. But I'm not going to be selling this. I'm not going to be buying this guy. Like, yes, this makes sense, but no, it doesn't make sense. I'd rather be the guy waiting for it to get up here to sell it back down again. That makes a lot more sense than trying to, yeah, I'm trying to be the one to catch it. Got in at 1.08750. That's an institutional number. $750. Ah, you got in there, basically at the turtle soup area. That's nice. It's a lot better. It's a much better discount. And it's not even visible. Why is it not visible on the high time frame, please? All intervals, 1 hour. So on the 1 hour, oh, it's basically the body of the bullish order block, basically, more or less. So that's cool. Let's remove that line. We don't need it. I would say for such a day, it's pre-NFP. Anything can happen. This, though, is a high probability setup. It's not a high probability day right now. So anything is possible. So if you in this trade, like I am, because I am in this right now, but I took it here, the order block. If you're in this trade right now, this is a very reasonable target. There's relative equal highs up there. Take your 15 pips and run. That's it. But for the week, if you're gonna be planning a swing trade idea or something, this might not be the best place to do it. So rather take your profits here and just go. I can't buy in the face of that 5 minutes for every gap consequent encroachment. Wait, oh, you mean this? I'm guessing you mean this fair value gap, this CB. I guess, I'm not sure. Is that the one you mean? You mean you're afraid that this guy might push it back down? I mean, it's possible. It can, definitely can. I'm just saying this is a high probability setup if it was not NFP week. Because the news event has already happened, so liquidity has been taken. We've gotten the 1 minute structure shift. For those that actually watched one of my newest videos on the channel where I was trading EURUSD JPY, it's literally this exact same setup. where we waited for liquidity to be taken, and then a swing high that's broken by a fair value gap. In this case, it's this swing high. We got a busy entry, 15 pips stop loss and 15 pips TP. It's a generic 2022 model, but it's to practice trading in premium or discount. So this is the setup basically. So yeah, I'm using this idea and the fact that there's no news until 10, so I'm expecting this to hit the target before 10 and then call it a day. I don't need to push for more. And yes, I agree with you, this can be a problem, but right now for me it seems okay because of this other block and fair value gap. The same setup is also there on the 5 minutes, by the way. Swing high broken by fair value gap. So yeah, it's a scalp idea. There's a chance we could make a new low, so I do understand the hesitation, but I just jumped in and essentially prayed for the best. But I'm in it. I think it's covered 10 pips. Should have been taking partials because it went above the opening price. I'm always cautious whenever we go above the opening price because now it means we're in premium for this session. I think you are the same. Yeah, you're the one asking me about premium and discount. This is why I don't incorporate days quarterly theory in my day trading. It's just too much of a mess. I rather just take what makes sense. If you're wondering where this opening price comes from, it's basically from the 15 minutes chart, which is where I draw the dead zone and kill zone. The dead zone for New York session is from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. That's the dead zone. We obviously draw out our liquidity. I think everyone here knows how to draw out liquidity, either by swing lows or the lowest point. So obviously sell side was taken here. Our kill zone is from that 7 o'clock till 10. So 10, whatever you're hunting for is already done. So this is why I don't use quarterly theory. If I was using quarterly theory, I would have been dividing this into more sections. And you can see the opening price for this kill zone is right there at 7. So yeah, replies and sharing. Yeah, no worries. I really don't mind. I can wake up in the middle of the night just to explain an idea, so I really don't mind. So yeah, this is basically the idea. This is what made me read. I am going to be taking partials from mine now. I've taken partials and I'm moving my stop loss to break even. It's just a quick scalp for the session, not a swing idea. My swing idea still remains the same, by the way. Yeah, partial taking time, exactly, because we're now in premium above the EQ. Even though our target is there, the swing high and likely the midnight price, the fact that we're in premium is already a shaky spot to stay in the trade. And typically I try to hunt for 10 pips. If it just so happens that I get 15, that's fine also. And we can see that till the EQ line is exactly 12 pips. So yeah, target is right there, 18 or midnight price, which I still believe we're gonna get to. But get your low hanging fruit, as Michael would teach. 5 handles a day is enough to create wealth in this industry. So grab what you can and run with it. How is gold looking? Gold is looking sketchy. Let's switch to it for those that might be interested. I don't know if anybody can give me the reason why I'm expecting this specific fair value gap. Why would I prefer this guy over, let's say, that other block or a breaker or something else? I don't know if anyone can share why I prefer that fair value gap to be my entry and this to be my target, the London session low. Okay, and the euro dollar is pushing up even more as expected, nothing surprising. And we're about to reach our target. There we go. TP hit, and that's all she wrote. It's actually crazy how it went and swooped those highs, rejecting aggressively. Of course, doesn't mean it can't keep going higher. We still have a minute for this candle to close, and if it closes, we have the same setup forming yet again. A swing high broken by a fair value gap. If this candle closes, obviously, without filling this possible fair value gap. So I like that. Of course, we're done. I'm done for the day. I'm going to be ending the stream soon. And to reiterate, wait, okay, Nasdaq is still pushing higher. It's now in this daily fair. But anyway, what I'm looking for on euro still remains the same for the week. Of course, I'm looking to see if we could get the opening price for the week. I'm looking for this Sunday opening price, which is below these liquidity levels here. So we might get that during NFP. It would be nice to see, but if we don't, we might even get that today when the news report comes out. What news was it again from the US dollar? Oh, it's a speech. Yeah, we might get that now, but I'm definitely not gonna be in the markets while this is happening. So just something to pay attention to. $9.30 opening price. We're about to tag the midnight. Oh, let's see. That 1.08 08980 aligns perfectly with the 20 days look back from the start of March. Which one? Wait. 8980. Here. This the zero, basically the 09 round figure. Yeah. Let's see where the look back actually is. I left my too many things. I don't like leaving all these lines on the same chart, so I separated. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. It's literally the 20 days look back. Yeah, 1.08977. So it's also an important liquidity level, which is cool. I would still like to see a swing low form though before we can see a continuation to the upside. I would have liked this liquidity. I'm anticipating it so much. I don't know if you've noticed by now, but I really want to see if we can get this discount to take it back up. Maybe NFP might be the one to do it for us, because I still want to believe that everybody wants to sell euro. It's been overextended and it's finally going to give it to them during NFP, then wreck them immediately after that. But that's obviously for the misinformed dumb money, as they would call it. 1st of March, sorry, it closes below. I'm really favoring 3 days look back target. Oh, and weekly discount price. Exactly, that weekly price would be the most favorable. If we could have gotten a setup like this, if we could have gotten a setup like this, like a 5-minute breakup plus order block, well, no, order block plus fair value gap or breaker, if you want to call this entire candle a breaker. Yeah, if we got a setup like this after bouncing from this blue line from the opening price on Sunday, then I would have called it the highest probability setup for the day, probably for the month even, because this could have been the place where price continues pushing higher. But yeah, we didn't get this drop, but this would have been nice. And I think you'd also agree with me on that. If price rejected from here, then created this setup, you would have probably entered this, and the risk reward would be insane, because your stop loss would be, your entry is here, stop loss at a swing low, but your target would be all the way up at the 60 days look back high. I know I wouldn't be able to see it on the 5 minutes, but I just want to gauge. It's all the way up there, up here. So it'll be something like this. It looks comically large, but that's basically what it is. Because what happens is, if price moves, let's say we got that scenario where price bounces off of this, created this setup, and you got in here. When price moves above the midnight price, I don't think it'll be crazy to just move your stop loss to break even. Literally move your stop loss to break even, just in case it wants to take a new low. You look for the setup yet again to take it up. So every time you enter the trade, you'll be entering with a risk-free position, and this is a 15 and probably a little bit more than 15 risk reward trade setup. Even now, if I decided to 60 days buy side, this would be what it is. But I took off 90% of my positions here because this is a scalp idea, and we finally tagged the midnight price, so that's cool. We have now reached the equilibrium or fair value for the day, midnight price. Yeah, the most ideal setup would have been here. I'm still waiting for that setup. That's why I'm not going full margin, full pot, let's go all out. I'm not doing that yet, but it's not like I'm gonna do it anyway, but I'm just looking for the most ideal setup where I can actually risk a little bit more than I am currently. Let's see. I took my partial profits quickly on that. I did not wait for the 15 pips. I did not wait for the 18. I just took it at 10 pips. I took some profit there because, yeah, Easy. What's going on? Alright, we have for now. My idea still remains the same. I hope you guys benefited in way, shape or form, by knowledge, by a little bit more understanding. I know I didn't really say anything new, but that's how simple trading should be. There shouldn't be new things all the time. There shouldn't be a different trading plan or trading strategy all the time. It just has to be the same thing that can be repeated over and over again. That's the point. Well, I feel that that's the point and goal. Yeah, I don't have much else to say, but for you all to stay safe, look after yourselves, look after your family, and let's meet tomorrow before NFP. Probably 15 minutes before NFP, I'll go live again to tape read and see if we'll finally get our dream setup on euro dollar. For now, stay safe, good luck, and good trading.